Tonight, I promised you accountability and something that you've never seen before. We're going to play the 1-minute Mitt Romney ad and then give Newt Gingrich the opportunity to respond and then give our New Hampshire voters the chance to react. So let's play the ad that's had the speaker so angry for these last couple of weeks.
Know what makes Barack Obama happy? Newt Gingrich's baggage. Newt has more baggage than the airlines. Freddie Mac helped cause the economic collapse, but Gingrich cashed in. Freddie Mac paid Newt $30,000 an hour, $1.6 million. Gingrich not only teamed up with Nancy Pelosi on global warming, but together they co-sponsored a bill that gave $60 million a year to a UN program supporting China's brutal one-child policy. As Speaker, Gingrich even supported taxpayer funding of some abortions. And Newt is the only speaker in history to be reprimanded.
This is about accountability. And you challenged that ad, and now I'm going to give you a chance to pick it apart, and then I'm going to ask your reaction.
Well, there are several pieces. Let me take the example of the bill I co-sponsored with Nancy Pelosi, which is a bill introduced by a Republican from Rhode Island, which dealt with a whole series of issues, at a time when Ronald Reagan's Mexico City policy said no U.S. money could be spent overseas for abortion. So it was literally false to suggest that I was supporting abortion overseas, and it was totally misleading to suggest that it was a Gingrich-Pelosi bill. It was a Claudine Schneider bill from Rhode Island, and it was generally a good government bill. So second, the fact is that I did not team up at any point with Nancy Pelosi on global warming. First thing I've ever done, or I've done in recent years, was sit on the couch with Pelosi. I concede that. That's a clean hit. Okay, that part of it's a clean hit. But it's in fact not technically accurate to say that then jump to the next stage. When Al Gore testified in favor of cap and trade, the very same day I testified against cap and trade. It's that straightforward. Finally, I didn't personally get $1,600,000. And Mitt Romney, as the head of Bain, knows that. He would never allow you to say that the gross revenue of Bain was his personal income. He knows better, and they know better. My share was about $35,000 a year because it went to a company that had offices in 3 cities, and it was a normal corporate payment. And the only time I spoke to the Congress about Freddie Mac, I told them to vote no on giving Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae another penny. New York Times, July 2008.
Okay. But how many of you walked in here at least leaning towards Mitt Romney? Raise your hands. More than half of the people here. Yet. So let me ask you, is Mitt Romney's ad or the Super PAC ad, is that ad correct? Or do you believe the Speaker's response? So what answer or what message would you give to Mitt Romney? Go ahead.
I actually would still almost agree with the ad. With all due respect, I feel that there may be some things with your personal life that would lead me to believe that you can be deceptive.
Who else agrees with the ad? I want to take this side of the ad. Who else? One other person. Tell me why.
Cap and trade may have been a bad idea, but you shouldn't have retreated on the idea of dealing with the global warming problem. It's scientifically valid, and it shows, if you had not retreated on that, would have shown the kind of bravery that we need in a president.
Well, I mean, my point is the things you can do to slow down the rate of carbon emission. You can go to nuclear power. You can do a variety of other things. You go to clean coal and new plants we're experimenting with. Cap and trade is a terrible answer. You can go to the doctor and be told you need to lose 30 pounds. That doesn't mean you ought to amputate your right leg. And cap and trade is the equivalent of an enormous government control over the economy.
Mark, your reaction?
Yeah, my concern, Mr. Speaker, is that as Mitt Romney said, you
just really frightened a lot of people.
Yeah. As Mitt Romney said, the Obama campaign is going to be all about personal attacks and negative campaigning. So are you going to be able to hold up to his kind of advertising, which is probably going to be 10 times worse than anything Romney's people can show?
Well, and candidly, I think that's why the debates are so important. I don't think any Republican who thinks they're going to raise enough money to offset Obama in matching negatives is kidding themselves. Obama has the full power of the White House, all the trial lawyers, all the labor unions, all the left-wing millionaires, all the Hollywood elite. You know, if you try to fight his lies versus our lies, you're going to lose. We have to run a campaign, first of all, with very big truths. We are for paychecks, he's for food stamps. We're for defending America, he's for internationalism. I mean, it's got to be this wide, so that most of his ads fall in the middle and people don't care. This is what Reagan did to Carter. But second, in the end, it's going to come down to September and October in a series of debates. And we had better have a nominee who can stand on the same platform with Obama and decisively communicate how fundamentally bad his campaign is, and more important, how bad his presidency is.
Very quickly, give him advice in a sentence.
Well, boy, that's a tough question. I do think he needs to come back a little bit harder on Romney and clarify the falseness of some of his ads.
One sentence advice.
Just keep your brilliance and your facts. Keep your facts coming. Just stay factual.
The young here, one sentence advice.
I would like to know more about the underlying philosophy that led you to do the things that have been critiqued against you in that ad.
And that's exactly what this campaign is going to allow you to do. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And when we come back, Glenn Beck's favorite congressman, the most popular United States senator, the woman who would be First Lady, and the most powerful attack ad against Barack Obama. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.